I'm Kevin Tiren. I'm an MBA student at Stratford Business School, and I'm going to tell you about big data. So what is big data? Big data is the new buzzword in IT. To put it simply, big data is a scenario where you have lots of data. It's actually big. Data that is semi-structured and unstructured, coming from a variety of sources. From your smartphone, from your laptop, from different devices that are all connected. And by its very nature, because it's big and it's unstructured, you can't rely on the traditional systems, IT systems, to analyze big data. You need more tools which are more sophisticated in order to look at big data. What are the characteristics of big data? Traditionally, when looking at big data, you talk of 3 V's. 1, volume. Volume simply means that big data is actually big. You have lots of data. 2, velocity. The speed at which data is being generated. With big data, it's being generated constantly and very fast. Then 3, variety. Variety meaning coming from the myriad of sources that we have from all the devices that are connected. Now there's talk of a 4th and 5th V. The 4th being veracity, meaning the authenticity and integrity of that data from the sources that you're getting it from, and value. There's no sense in having lots and lots of data and you don't know anything about it. So value has come into looking at big data. Is it meaningful? Is it useful to the organization? 2 concepts that are related to big data and are quite relevant to big data. 1 is big data and cloud. You can consider cloud or cloud computing as the home of big data. Your traditional IT environment required you to have a data center and it was sufficient for your needs. But the world that we're living in today, your traditional IT data center is not enough. You cannot simply deal with the amount of data that we're dealing with. And that's why you need the cloud. And the future now is to have a hybrid kind of environment where you have data coming from your organization on-premise and being ported with other data that is coming from the cloud, from the different sources online. The other concept is big data and Internet of Things. Internet of Things, again, a new buzzword in IT, simply means different devices which are interconnected on the internet. Think about all the devices that you have at home. Your TV, your fridge, your washing machine, all these devices are becoming much smarter with the number of sensors that they have, and they all have the capability of sending information to different systems. So what that means is that we have all these different sources from these devices that were previously not giving us much, but now we have so much information and help us to plan our home. We could, for example, have the lights being turned on at a particular time at home. So if we take this concept much further and we think about how we plan our cities, we can get information from traffic lights, from traffic cameras, and with that we can organize our bus routes, and it'll be much easier for us to plan our day. And even further, we'll have a smarter planet. I mean, with all this kind of information, we can plan nearly everything.
My name is Steve Butler Karesho. I'm head of ICT, Centum Investments Company Limited. And in terms of big data, we look at the different types of data that we can be able to extract from all these companies. One is enterprise data. So if it's a company that we've been able to invest into, we'll need to know exactly how it's performing without even asking them. So we're able to read that data. And since we're reading data from different companies, we'll need to combine that data and be able to visualize it to help our private equity side to be able to continue investing in such companies. Big data looks at extracting information from different sources. Currently, we have the traditional systems that are running in the corporate. These are the ERPs, the CRMs. These are softwares that for everyday use, and also the emails. Then we have information that is raw data. These are the letters that are dropped at the reception that are then now scanned and put within the EDMS or the electronic document management system. So all these are sources of information. Then now the new source of information, not very new, maybe 10 years old, where it's the whole social movement, where now corporates are now starting to get information from things like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and learning from that, from all the feedback that they get from the social innovations that are out there. So all these are the sources for big data for a corporate. So if a corporate was to look into big data, there's no single tool that is actually available right now that can be able to run all this information. You have to bring in very many different tools for you to be able to extract all this information and then be able to present it. Big data is still new for us as Centum Investment. It's part of our ICT strategy 2014-2019, and we are actually implementing big data in 2016. So there are certain mechanisms that we've put in place before we get there. Number one, we were able to implement an electronic document management system to be able to capture all our information that is oncoming now, and also all our legacy informations. So we've gone back to the archives and started digitizing all that information, and this will be part of our raw data. When it comes to big data and to analysis, you don't actually know where you will be able to pull what the pattern that you want to create for you to make a decision using big data. For you to get a predictive analysis, you need to actually learn. The system needs to learn from so many sources of information. Case in point, for example, if you want to make an exit from a company, even today, we study a lot of many other exits and when it's the best time to make that particular exit. So when you're doing big data, you're actually giving that power from an analyst, give him some other work to do, and then now you push it to the computer to actually computerize that, and it can tell you that the best time for you to do an exit in a company is this day. So that's what we plan to use big data for, to help us become more efficient and actually have the right information to make decisions. Actually, it will be creating more jobs. And the point is, the analyst right now spends a lot of time doing research instead of engaging to actually do more or buying and bring more companies on board and doing more exits. Because the more we do them at the right time with the right amount of information, then that's how our company grows. So, and if the company grows, we're creating space for more people to actually join us and help us. So if the analyst doesn't spend a lot of time doing the researches, they spend a lot of time closing deals, then now we're making more business for Centum. And that's what big data is all for. That's what technology is all for. It makes what you actually do on a daily basis become more easier. When we automate 95% of the business processes, that means that every single point of information capture is actually digital. It's not manual. So then now we can be able to put all our data into the traditional systems, that every single data that you want is in a database. Now from there on, now we moved on to the next, which is project management automation, what we're calling the enterprise project management solution. Now the EPM ensures that every single activity that anyone does, from a process to a task, to an activity, is captured as a project is captured as a task within a project, and you can be able to follow through how the project started and how it ended, and you have all this information together. Now all this information will give us the basis to launch our first BI, which is the BI, that is business intelligence, which is now lying on the project EPM solution. And from the BI we shall be able to read even from the automated processes, and from the automated processes now then we'll move on to big data, where now we'll be able to read from legacy systems. We've not been very active on social media, but that's where we're headed. where we even have now a new office that actually deals with social media engagement. And now we plan out to start reading from this particular information, and from there on we can be able to visualize it within a dashboard. And at that point, we'll have achieved in bringing big data to center. From big data, we're able to do analysis. And from this analysis, you're able to predict. And this is our business. We're an investment company. We're able to do research and actually say that this is a good company to invest into. This is the best time to exit from this company and all that. So if we're able to harness the power of big data, then the first competitive advantage I'm looking for is predictive analytics, where now I can be able to know exactly what's going to happen next from information that has been studied from all the sources within the big data engine. As we continue doing investments in the different fields at Centum, well, one that we've really paid attention to is Two Rivers. Two Rivers is a smart city, the first smart city in sub-Saharan Africa, outside South Africa. And within this particular smart city, we're looking in what we refer to as IoT, that is Internet of Things, where each and every single component speaks and talks to each other. So if it's a wearable, a phone, a laptop, all of them are connected together. The sensors to the dustbins, so if that dustbin is full within the city, it's able to actually communicate back and tell the guys for maintenance that a particular dustbin is full, go collect it. If a light is left on, there's a sensor to switch it off. And there's a lot of savings we're looking at by just making Two Rivers a smart city. Now from this particular data, then I will be able to do analytics and be able to predict, be able to actually be proactive in ensuring that we provide a safer environment at Two Rivers, a more comfortable environment at Two Rivers, and to ensure that Two Rivers provides return on investment, because it will attract premium tenantship.
Finally, there's a question of big data ethics. If we look at the example of Google, what kind of information do we give to Google? Starting from your email account, your YouTube videos, the searches that you make online, even from your Android phone. How much data does Google have about you? Taking the scenario home, think about the loyalty cards that probably each and every one of us has. We give information to these companies about our backgrounds, the kind of things that we do, our expenses. How much data are we really giving out? Would we be comfortable knowing how much we are actually revealing about ourselves? Think about it. For a number of years, Facebook was registering new users every 3 seconds. Twitter was generating 400 million messages each day. All of our mobile devices generate 5 petabytes of data. And what's even more shocking about this is by the time you watch this, all this is irrelevant and outdated.